or I fall asleep at the keyboard. Might be its own funny. What was I doing? Oh, breaking pickaxes. That's what I was doing. Yeah, breaking picks. Need to learn the rest of that song. That's a neat song. Year of the Sea Shanty, it is. I heard a couple of funnier verses. I'd always heard, oh, hey, evening. I actually have something of a bedtime routine going. We'll see how that works. You might catch me humming sea shanties because, well, of course, why not? But I want to hear, so I heard a couple of different choruses for Drunken Sailor that I hadn't heard throughout the rest of my life. And that makes me wonder, the AdSense is tingling, hang on. Well, you're going to see me pause streaming for just a sec. Gotta see, one of the kids is fussing. Goodness. And to have had the wrong movie on, and then the dog was in there, and 2 stair laps later. 2 stair laps later, I noticed that I'm not nearly so young as I used to be. Still early game, still resource gathering, but that's all right. Ooh, I wonder if that's coming through the mic. She's got one of them egg-shaped IKEA chairs that she spins, and like I can feel it in the floor. Oh, yeah. Go for it. Yeah, I had to cut off. It happens to me. Dang. I almost never build to that kind of scale. Wrong pick. Don't use the stone pick on the redstone. I've seen some big stuff. And I've put together some big-ish 60. No, that's 6 digits. You're talking almost 700k square, not to a side, right? Well, not necessarily that it's square, but you know what I mean. In area, mathematical area. Oh, I've been playing. When did 1.8.1 came out? Because that was the. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes a little more sense. That's not quite. I mean, that's still huge, but 2015. I've been playing Minecraft since 1.8.1, whenever that was. Which was several years ago. Tank. But honestly, I get up to a certain point in a game world and get, especially single player, I get a little bored of it. Once I get to a point where I've got like all the cool enchants, and half the time it's Summon the wither, kill the wither. Got the beacon and all of that jazz. 2, 3, 4. But I actually don't know if I've done a full. Oh, hello. I don't know if I've actually done a air quotes full playthrough since maybe 1.9. Got busy. Yeah, there we go. And oh, there. Yeah. Yeah. See, I actually still have my the save from my first world, so I still have that seed because that was a neat one. It was near a swamp. I remember so I always got kind of a soft spot for swamp starts. Oh, wrong pick. I'd have to like download an old version and find that old save because I did a reasonably sizable cobblestone fort build. I think I'm going to end up doing a encircled some kind of a fort build on this world too. Oh, I'm listening to Moana through the wall. That's fun. Ooh, hopefully he's not picked up on the mic, so I don't get a little bit of a HCA takedown. That'd be fun. The mouse is very protective of its IP. I don't even know why I'm mining out all the coal. Also, this is a reminder to occasionally charge your wireless headphones, especially if you think you're going to try and broadcast. As they warned me that I had like 8% battery left. I do think it's kind of cool or fun that I can use the same equipment to do this as I take out 80 mile an hour down the highway when it's time to bust out the two-wheeler. Too cold for that today though. It was 34 out and like wet and rainy and yucky. Second winter is starting. Though I guess tomorrow's supposed to be nice. 116. This is 116.5, I think, is what they're up to. Yeah, 116.5. Started this world brand spanking new, although I'm going to feel really dumb once they hit 117 this summer, or like, probably this summer. That's probably why I've got so many relatively early game worlds, is every time they make a really major change, I would just go ahead and start over, because so much stuff doesn't carry over, and if I really, really want my stuff back, I can always pop over to like creative and throw it all back in. But actually that first in-game week-ish, well, whatever time frame it is almost always my favorite. And you're on that edge where you could actually starve to death. I bet that's cool. I was on a realm for a while with some guys. I had taken parental leave with my youngest, and sit up nights with her some, or just stay up late because I didn't have to go to work in general. Uh, and I was playing with a group. Honestly, 2/3 of them were European. Lord Storm and shoot, who all was it? I don't remember. It was about 5 or 6 people on the server. And of course, the first thing I do is get just enough stuff to build a boat, and then like row away from their starter city. I believe you. I'm too. I would say I'm too cheap, but I've got some old piece of server hardware from an old job that actually technically I could stand up a Minecraft server on. That I actually stood up a Minecraft server on in the past, but never for more than a couple of people. 4 months. Ouch. Realms ain't free. I don't think it's bad, but it's what, $10 a month or so? And really, unless you're hosting crap loads of people for a headless server, it doesn't take that much hardware. Mostly RAM more than anything else. There we go. Nice little vein. Take that out. Do some light. Seriously, I've got so much digging coal. Saved the world off and kept it so you could play with it later. I wonder if I have any. I do not need any more coal, seriously. Trying to decide. I'm trying to remember if I have any decent builds floating around in any of my saves. Nothing crazy. I've not built anything too nuts. So I saw some iron. Pop. Yeah, that realm I was on, the first thing I did was like row away from them for like 15 minutes or something like that and found an island in the middle of the ocean that actually ended up being close to a monument. So that was kind of cool. I built just a nice house with a courtyard. Let's finish out with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ended up getting a silk touch something and ended up hatching turtles with a little pond in the middle of the island. I was proud of myself for that. That was kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, it's fine. I got enough iron. Wonder if I've got enough iron to stop using stone tools. Maybe. Anybody else on? Just for the sake of argument. Weird colored desert. Normal desert plains, 5 rays. Nice. Okay. I've seen that user foraying before. Is that a... Yeah. Hey, foraying. I've seen you on before. I was trying to decide if you're actually a user or some kind of a bot. But oh, what have I done? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why is that? There. Jeez. He apparently had popped something open to try and send a direct message or something. And, that was not what I was trying to do. Toss. Oh, perfect. This is not something I usually do. I usually stay Stone Age for forever just because I'm cheap. I also usually end up with so much daggum iron it doesn't matter, so switch to iron tools just because it takes so much faster. I suppose I should do a sorter, but I don't care. Here's my torches. I got enough for a while. Plus I'll find more coal, so it's fine. Oh, you went. Oh, that's why your area is so big. You're literally surrounded and walled off like 5 biomes. Okay, that would do it. I've never quite gone that far. Oh, time. Oh, it's about time to be daytime. I'm going to go one more looping back, and then I'm going to go topside and start maybe laying out some cobblestone for the foundation. And maybe start digging up or cooking up some stone, regular stone for stone bricks and blah-de-blah-de-blah. I've actually got... well, okay, I definitely need to go topside so you can see, because I'm basically staying at spawn. Because spawn is in this neat little spot. We've got ocean on one side. I've got the, I guess it's the Badland biome, and a desert, and a small plains. Like all right together, which is pretty nice for me, and a swamp. So I shouldn't have to worry about finding a slime chunk. I just go hang out in the swamp for a while. Oh, so much faster. Clank. Missed. Not doing too bad. 6 in a row. TMI, dude. I should like set up a macro and do like a cough button. I don't need any more coal. Really don't need any more coal. Perfect. Sailor in the morning. Oh, putting in the long boat titties, so we're putting in the long boat. We're putting in the long boat titties, so we're lying in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, up she rises, early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. God, I can't even sing it with a straight face. So silly. Now there's got to be some bawdy versions of that song. I am sad that I do not know them. I should find out. I wonder how many of those verses got made up on the fly back in the day. Phrasing. We doing phrasing anymore? Guess not. Beste Zeeman war nog ich. I don't know if it's a shanty or not. Come in my boat. Oh, I don't remember enough of those lyrics, and that's not my first language. Ooh, creepy sounds. No. Wow. Can I put on a proper confused face? Oh. That's never good. You don't want that. Creepy potty breaks are never good. Did your home's bathroom turn into an old dark 7-Eleven or something? Or you got it on speakers and ye oldie Minecraft cave noise? No, but it's high noon and I've wasted half a day. No, whatever. Oh, lordy. If you had it on the speaker while I'm trying to sing Rammstein, that would be kind of scary. And clank. And that's why I keep using. Oh, now I'm swimming. Why am I swimming? Do not approve of this. And that's not lighting it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. Oh boy, you went like full on like a ring there. Or something. Or Mama, I think is the one of the creepier movies that tried to do that kind of stuff. Oh, that's a neat little underwater or underground pond here. I'll get that. Awkward to get later. Seriously. My kingdom for a sponge. One. I've only got midnight here. I'm trying to think where you'd be 1 hour ahead of me and still be in the US. Does Canada have a time zone farther east than the US eastern seaboard? I'm a part of Indiana that does Central Time. One, two, three. There that little pond threw me off my rhythm. Five. Ah, that would do it. How very North American centric of me to think of Canada before I thought of the southern. Look, there's a whole nother America if you just keep on south. Ah, typical Yank. Sorry, I is what I is. I don't know if you're just from a South American country. Is an American still a Yankee? Or is that a distinctly European thing? Don't get me started on which half of the United States says Yankee is a dirty word. Oh, to be Anglo-centric? I don't know. Our economy is failing too. Seriously, too much debt, like literally everywhere. So, it does seem like kind of a shame though, because it's not like the South American continent lacks for resources that I'm aware of. Although I guess a history of Spanish conquistadors and all kinds of other nastiness did not help the situation. Ooh, I hope not. Of course, what bugs me, what, and this is just like me from maybe a little bit of idealism, but in terms of the people in charge versus the people who are not in charge, why? Oh, don't want to end up with. Oh, why is our economy failing? Oh, yeah. No, what I was thinking of is like if the folks that are underneath the corrupt politics, y'all, as far as I understand it, vastly outnumber the folks causing the problem. And quantity is a quality all by its own. Considering, my own country's history of we don't like the way you're ruling us, GTFO. But there's a certain level of idealism, and maybe what works in 1776 doesn't work in 2021. Of course, that was still more colonialism and not an in-place government that's got problems. Kind of how it goes. I've heard of that kind of a situation. One of the, and I'm going to date myself a little bit because I still read blogs, like old school text blogs. I would actually rather read written words on paper than have somebody talk at me on a video, because I can read typically way faster than they can talk and still retain it. And so there are still a handful of, at this point now, getting old themselves, bloggers that I follow. And two of them are South African expats, where they grew up. Like, they're white. At least one of them I know is, because I've seen his picture. He's written a couple of actual like military science fiction books. But they both grew up in South Africa, not together, but in general. And one of them, especially, I think both of them technically, served in the armed forces there, in whatever equivalent to we have here. And they're talking about, we're seeing signs like we used to see there. We're calling the barn of the world one of the reasons. Yeah, it's like in the U.S. we have kind of the breadbasket in Nebraska and the plains, where they grow so much wheat and so much grain. Not that my home state's not, it's its own strong agricultural background, as is honestly most of the Midwest. But and then everybody gets in, and everybody's going to get their piece of it, and then of course they've got hangers on that want their cut of it, and yeah, I've read a couple of interesting treatises on how that goes together. Was it the two bloggers I'm talking about? It's Bayou Renaissance Man, which is Peter Grant, who wrote the Maxwell Saga on Amazon. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if it's been translated to anything, but he wrote it in English. A lot of fun. And then Law Dog from the Law Dog Files. Both grew up on the African continent, in South. I think it was South Africa. At least for one of them, it was. And they talk about seeing. Now, one of them lived through apartheid, and how that was a disaster and ugly and nasty. And then also the death throes of it, and as it came apart. And there's some scary stuff. So hopefully y'all don't end up in some kind of gnarly civil war like that, because that was ugly. Because he's got some very, very up close and personal accounts from that particular conflict. And that is not the kind of thing I want to have to try and have a family through here. Thankfully, for the most part in the U.S., for the most part, we're still throwing votes at each other and not anything uglier than that. Certain opposing radical groups notwithstanding. But don't feel too bad. We owe like $11 trillion to China. Or that's our national debt, or whoever we owe that to. I don't. Everything went to pot when they went away from the gold standard. Freaking Roosevelt's New Raw Deal. Come on, little chicken, get in here. Dang it. Screwed that up. Get in there. Sheesh. And they're probably going to want to impose austerity measures and all kinds of other nastiness. And then everybody's going to get mad because the government's not giving them the money. And does that about sum it up? What, the U.S. national debt? Oh, God, no. If only. Don't get me started. The amount of money they borrowed for any and every possible sort of looking for a wealth transfer program you can think of. Terrible. Ooh. I don't know how it all works exactly. It may not be quite all to foreign powers, but I know we've been borrowing a lot from foreign powers, and it's not good. But also, I think there's like the U.S. Federal Reserve that is like a quote unquote central bank that's like semi-independent, which was a mistake. Thank you, Franken. Thank you, FDR. Screwed us over so bad. Think here. I want to build out that way. Maybe that way, but the problem is I've got this hill here that I kind of started on. I wonder if I just need to leave this as my little starter base and then just start something from scratch and do like a water facing something. Almost got some natural steps here. Sounds like the little one's hollering. Better go check on that. BRB. Mike, I do want to say for all of our faults, the power's still there. The lights still come on when I flip the switch outside of electrical storms. My internet's still connected pretty much every time I ask it to. I got more food available than I should be eating. All in all, it's hard to be that upset over it. I make good money twiddling. Me personally, make good money twiddling the keyboard and making software. So, I ain't mad. The other thing is with that debt, I don't know if she's going to stay settled or not. She is not going to stay settled. $300 a month. Of course, by comparison, I'm assuming that goes a lot farther than $300 goes here. I mean, just for example, I had to put fuel in our vehicle, put about 17 gallons, 17 and some gallons in, and that was $42. And that'll last a while, but 17 gallon is times 440 plus 6, 68, so 65 liters. Or is Argentina one of those other places that's still on the imperial system? I don't know. Let's see. I think I'm going to start. That is really clear. That's cool. That's neat. Well, that's one of the updates in the last couple of versions too. Was some clear water in spots, wasn't it? Not the deep blue stuff. Cool. That's not the actual ocean. That's just a river swampy setup. Lily pads. That's nice. Got birch and oak forest that way. Birch forest that way. Pumpkins. There's a river. Kind of scouting for a bigger place. Come here. Need a boat. Tired of walking. Yeah. Good enough. There we go. Oh, this is just a little pond. Dang it. This was a river. Boo. Okay. Well, I say imperial. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but that's the feet, inches, pounds, gallons, etc. I think most people understand that when you say it, but there's a funny apocryphal. I don't want to say apocryphal. I don't know how true it is, but there's a kind of a funny, I kind of want it to be true story on why the US is never switched to the metric system. And it had to do with like back in early US history, it was still age of sail. So, travel between the US and Europe took a while. And one of our muckety mucks had gone over there, or gone over to Europe, there being Europe, because the metric system was, if I remember correctly, effectively invented in France. And they had sent a letter back to the US to recommend this new system for weights and measures and so on and so forth. And like that ship sank on the way back. And so we never switched. I don't know how true that is. I want it to be true because it's cool, but it's probably wrong. It's probably false. Which makes me sad. Oh, that's copper. Spawner. Oh, I'm not ready for this. Die. Zombie spawner. Way high. Awesome. I got me an XP farm. Sweet. Oh, sweet. Ooh, music disc. I'm going to have to come back to this. Sweet. I need to mark this so I can find it back. Okay, this tree's in the way. No, it's not. I'll go here. More. There you go. Doop. Ow. Still hurt. Oops. Ooh. Yeah, I can find that back. Ouch. It's like 2 or 3. It's not very many. Maybe it's more than that because there's hundreds of countries, but it's not many. There is a cool YouTube video series, or I don't know if it's a series or just like 1 or 2, but it is, I believe, so the channel is called Machine Thinking, and there's a couple, at least 2, maybe 3 videos in the series called The Origins of Precision, The Origins of Precision. And then I think he's also got a video on basically, not basically the metric system, but he covers like the history of the metric system and how there's a cool museum in France. 3 countries. Yeah, I knew it was not very many. But there's a museum in France all about, well, like the industry of uh, science and museum of science and industry, basically, um, that has all about like the earliest programmable machines. They think they basically have an example of the earliest punch card driven power loom. One of the earliest actual metal lathes, and some of the earliest like high accuracy measuring devices. That's really cool if you're into that kind of thing. I got linked over there from this old Tony, which I got linked to this old Tony from AVE, which apparently in certain videos will teach you how to swear very convincingly in French and in English. Okay, so build out a castle or build out an XP farm. Maybe castle first because I don't have need for that much XP yet. Oh, that stinks. If you were closer, I'd give you one of mine because I forgot spare. But I don't know if I can throw it that far. I don't know if I can yeet a keyboard to Argentina. That'd be pretty funny. All right. I figure out what I'm going to build. I swear this is the hardest part, figuring out what I want to actually do. I think I might stick with my original plan and flatten this hilltop down a couple of more layers and build like a manor house on top. And maybe slowly wall in the area. Let's see what I've got going on up here. So I've got a couple of layers down. Because I really don't need much. I need sleeping space, brewing space, enchanting space. And I actually might just put the enchanting space. Original keyboard, but it's sticky. Oh, that stinks. I hate when that happens. I had a nice mechanical one at work one time, and I dumped half a cup of coffee in it, and I take my coffee as sweet as soda. So that ended up being a disaster. Yeah, I think I'll shave another layer off of this hill here so it gets a little wider and maybe take this other one down to match. I probably have a keyboard in my garage from, oh, I hope I still have it. I'm going to be really upset. I had like 4 of the original Model M's. Oh, over there. Oh, I see. Yeah, the red sand. And then I think that biome over there with the kind of rainbow stripes in it is what they call a Badlands. It has an abandoned gold mine in it, or abandoned mine in it. Like you can see the, oh, that was dumb. Why did I do that? You can see the entrance to it way over there. And I don't have any mod installed to zoom in. That would have been smart, like Optifine or something. But it has a cave spider spawner in it too. Oh, they just call it mineshaft? Yeah. I thought they tried to have it themed in the Badlands areas that it was an abandoned gold mine or something for story reasons or something. Reasons. I think. Yeah. All right. I'm going to ditch all this cobblestone and get a couple of shovels and start digging. I am a dwarf and I dig in a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Oh. Diggy, diggy hole. Oh, seriously? Okay, so hopefully you know that. Surely you've heard that meme song. I also have that one. Oh yeah, yeah, the other biome. Tell me you've heard Diggy Diggy Hole for one, and for two, uh, don't laugh. Well, no, laugh. A Tolkien dwarf themed folk metal band called Windrose, and I think they're Italian. I think did a heavy metal cover for Diggy Diggy Hole, and it's awesome. You have to look them up on YouTube. It's fantastic. Um, they also have like their own original stuff that's itself quite good. Um, I mean, it's thematically appropriate for a band of Tolkien dwarfs. I mean, yeah, that's why I kept this seed because I started this seed as a hardcore and then died within like 10 minutes because I can't talk and play at the same time very effectively. Um, but I grabbed the seed off of it because the start position is just so tasty. So many goodies. Oh, I need to eat. Uh, I'm actually gonna go. I've gone for an hour. Holy cow! I've never gone for an hour at a stretch before. Mm. I should. I'm gonna give me another axe because I gotta go clear some trees. Da, 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 da. Yeah, just give me one of them. It's faster. I'm gonna have to build me a staircase at some point. This is getting old. Dunk, 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 dunk. Mm. Ooh, I know it would be cool. I need to go. Oh, if I still have those books. I had a whole series of books by David and Lee Eddings, Belgaroth the Sorcerer and Polgaroth the Sorceress, Lycanites Mobs. I don't know which one that is. Oh, do you playing? You have a werewolf mod? I know what lichens typically are. That would make it hard if it's what I'm thinking it would be. Oh my, that's a deep hole. Let us not fall down there. Ah, okay. I was wondering. Lycanites. That makes me think werewolf, and that would be yeah, that would be a new level of difficulty right there. Can I get? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, like that. Get it? I think I got all the logs out of there. Boom. Nope, I'm not falling down there. Try not to fall down there. Please, can I have a little more peril? No, it is too perilous. I hope you didn't eat my apple. I guess there wasn't one. Okay, fine. If you ever hear me spout off something weird and random like that, it's probably a movie quote. Like that one from A Little More Peril, a little Monty Python. Yeah. Of course, any pop reference I'm going to make is going to be really old, so don't feel too bad. You know it's getting bad if I devolve into airplane references. Oof. Ah, that was a freaking funny movie, though. Oh my gosh. Almost. No, that was going to be too broad. Probably some of my favorite movies from the late 70s and 80s would be the ones that were like comedies that were a ton of new moms. Oh, that's cool. That would be kind of neat. Instead of just eating all of the beef that you have left over from when you make your enchanting room. Gotta have 45 pieces of leather. Dang it. At least. That lets me like 300 pieces of steak. Here. Come on. With that. There. Mm-hmm. Trying to find out if I can get a good first contact reference in, but I don't think I can. At least not without offending somebody. Ride the dragon. That's awesome. I mean, seriously, come on. I wonder if folks in Twitchland would get a kick out of watching somebody play the OG Doom games. I think I've got GZ Doom that'll actually run on a Windows 10 box because I've got all the old WADs from back in the day. Hi there, creeper. Bye. Nope, not gonna deal with it. Seriously. There we go. Eep. The chicken will never let you forget that it used to be a T-Rex. There's the creeper. Take care of him separate from the skellies. Seriously, boys. Nope. You missed. You. And now you're on fire. Ouch. Still shocking. But I get weird cocky. Gotcha. No, don't do that. Do this. That's better. What? Oh. Sorry. Paranoid. I heard the little arrow hit the ground and I thought it was another skelly shooting at me. Giant purple chicken dragon thing. Oh Lord. That's a mental picture. That's pretty funny. Ooh, the last time I ran into anything calling itself a celestial was in Diablo 3, and I think I killed it. Maybe not. No, I'm thinking maybe old school D&D. Either case, I still think I killed it. Moo. zum Himmel fragst du dann. I'm so off key, warum man sie nicht sehen kann. Es wenn die Wolken schlafen gehen und uns am Himmel sehen. Acht uns sind dabei, du weißt, wie wird kein Engel sein. Oh, cool! It's the coolest thing ever. Splat dead. I'm hating when that happens. Actually, should I leave this a little bit higher? I think I'm going to leave this one a little higher. Maybe do a watchtower that I never go into, but I'll put a watchtower on it because it'll be cool. I wonder if I should do that first. Just because then I can see. I was watching one of those, I don't want to say stupid because they entertain me, so they can't be that bad, but it's always fun. I'm a kind of a metalhead. And so it's always fun to see like a professional, classically trained like vocal coach or vocalist react to dumb YouTube reaction videos, but some of them are kind of fun. Watch them react to, oh, there's a Skelly down there, a heavy metal band, especially if it's one that I'm familiar with, and to see or hear them try to describe, I'm like, oh my god, it's fun. And usually by the second or third one, they end up being converts to the Church of Metal. Yeah, I was going to make this step a little wider so I don't die when I come over here. Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, that's kind of neat. Yeah, Bing actually puts background pictures on. Google has left its user interface, at least on the surface, basically unchanged since, 1997? It's always just been this stark white background, the search bar, the search button, and I'm feeling lucky. And that's it. They changed the doodle. Although I will say I'm rather firmly entrenched in that particular ecosystem because I picked one, had to pick an ecosystem, I stuck with it. Because otherwise it's just a nightmare. I guess if I really cared, I'd use DuckDuckGo, because everybody says that's the more privacy-oriented one. But I'm boring. Nobody cares what I do. Well, from a legal authority standpoint, nobody cares what I do. Put it that way. I probably should go to bed soon. I'm supposed to wake up in the morning. Moo. Moo. Yes, I believe I shall place the manor house here. These more or less square off this plateau. Maybe leave it a little more natural. Kind of contour the house with it and go up maybe 2 stories. That should do. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. What do you think, my most active viewer? Red and black, huh? What do you think? Do you think a OG Doom stream would be fun sometime down the road? Do I have a Discord or any social media? I do not. Well, I have a Gab account. Gab.com. What is my handle on Gab? I forget. I haven't used it much at all. Or, what happened to my. Yeah, we can. I don't care about you right now. Log in. I think that's me. There I is. Ah, yes. So I am at Gat. Oh, I don't want to actually mention anybody. Dang it. So you can always hop on the Minecraft Reddit. But I am also at, put in parentheses here, I am at Squisher on Gab. I don't have Twitter. This was kind of a little startup a while ago, and I made an account and I've posted maybe 8 times, but I'm there. I am. Let me read a handle. My Reddit handle is the same as my Twitch. So Squisher _ 1980. So you can find me there. I am Squish3R on YouTube. So you can find me there. Of course, I don't have any gaming related stuff there, but I'm on there. I do not have Twitter. But obviously you can share your own stuff there, reach your own people, which is totally fine. I don't even have Facebook or anything because it's just not my thing. Like I say, if you got some cool builds, I know a lot of people post builds on the Reddit. You can even, of course, I'm also still being very US centric because I don't know. I keep looking over here like you can see me because that's where the chat window is. But the camera's up here. So if I want to try and talk to people, I should look up here. Let's do this instead. Aw. Sad face. Like I say, if you even have Reddit, reddit.com, if you even have that available, I am on there. Oh, that stinks. That's even worse. He probably said something mildly amusing or reasonably amusing and possibly offensive to somebody, and they got their knickers in a twist and reported it. That'd be my guess. But all right, I'm gonna hop off here because I'm gonna catch some Z's. So you have a good night. Hopefully you find somebody to show off to. I'm trying to think one of these times if I know I'm actually going to have time to play for a while. If you had the ability to stand up that server, I don't mind taking a walk through, but you'll have to let me know on what you got the capability for. Can you even send messages in Twitch to people's? I don't know. Good night.